Hello everyone, my name is Scotty with Bee Downtown. I am our account manager.
I'm Nicholas, I'm the lead beekeeper for Bee Downtown in Atlanta.
We are so excited to be here with you guys today. We are at 725 Ponce, filming a virtual hive tour so you guys can see inside the secret life of bees. So follow along and stay tuned. So for those of you that don't know what we do here at Bee Downtown, we install and maintain beehives for companies like MetLife, Cisco, Delta, 725 Ponce, and Cushman and Wakefield's. And we do employee engagement and sustainability programs throughout the year with these beehives. And that looks like hive tours, honey harvests and tastings, classes, webinars. So stay tuned and check out the communication from 725 Ponce to stay in the know and be in the know about these hives.
Alright, so what we're going to do before we go into the hives is we've got to get our smoker lit. I've filled it with these wood shavings for fuel. We'll close it up. Just light it with the torch. We use the smoke to keep the bees calm. It kind of, the bees think that there's a fire, and so they kind of crawl down in their hive to get away from the smoke, and they start eating the honey and gorging on it and pay less attention to us. It also covers their alarm pheromone, which is the smell they use to communicate that there's an intruder in the hive, and so this we'll use it to cover it up. We're gonna go ahead and open this first hive here. We'll give it a little smoke to get the bees to calm down. This is called the telescoping or outer cover, and it works with this. It's the inner cover. I'll show you guys how it works real quick. And what it does is you can kind of prop it up like this, or just use this notch in the back, and it creates ventilation to where the bees can fan air in through the entrance and out this hole and then out of the back of the hive.
Nice. And so what are you looking for today specifically?
Well, I'm going to look for how much they're growing. It's springtime, and they should be making wax and honey, so I just want to see that they have enough space.
Nice.
I want to see that everything's progressing. I want to see that they have a queen and she's laying eggs. Scotty, this may be a couple things I'm noticing here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's eggs. They look like little grains of rice in the bottom of the cell. That's about as easy as they ever get to see, because this black plastic with those white eggs really creates contrast.
Nice.
And so that's good. This queen is filled every cell that's big enough for her to put an egg in. Those eggs take 3 days to hatch, so she laid all those eggs.
Wow.
One right after the other. I'll show you guys this. This is a male bee, or a drone bee. This big guy here.
Oh yeah.
And male bees do not have stingers. And there you see there's not very many. All the rest here are female.
Female worker bees.
The most females or males you can have in a healthy hive is usually about 5%, up to 5% are male.
But on to the flow hives. So you might notice that these look a little different. The flow hive actually was created by someone out of Australia. And technically, this is a little window right here. But you're supposed to be able to turn a key and have the honey just be extracted and harvested. So they're a bit smaller. Their makeup and their equipment is a little bit different than those two over there. They're cool nonetheless. They're doing great. All right, wait. Yeah, what is this?
So what we're looking at here is this is kind of the way bees typically organize things. They put the brood or baby bees here in the middle, And then they have pollen toward the outside, which is the protein that they feed to the baby bees. And then this is honey out here toward the outside. They put these wax caps over the honey when the moisture content is 18.6%. That way it doesn't absorb moisture from the air, which could cause it to ferment. They also put a wax cap over the brood before it hatches out.
Nice.
And what I notice about this brood pattern is it's really good. You see there's some of these cells don't have eggs, they're missed, but they're very few and far between, and there's a high volume of brood. So this tells me that the queen's performing very well.
Nice. So a couple benefits to urban beekeeping, which is what we are doing, as you can tell. The beautiful skyline in the background. So honeybees thrive with diverse food sources, which Nicholas was just saying. Different types of trees, plants, flowers are spread throughout Atlanta, which is so amazing for them. It also creates great honey. Another awesome benefit to urban beekeeping is we get to educate the community and educate employees and companies about honeybees and just all different types of pollinators, because all of them are important, not just honeybees. And then another third reason is they come into contact with less pesticides, and they're also less stressed out because we're not moving them at all.
This is a great example of something called propolis. It's got a waxy-like texture, but it's a resin that's collected from tree buds, mostly trees in the poplar family make a lot of propolis. And the bees use that propolis to seal and disinfect their colony. I think of it like bee caulk.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Their natural cavity is a hollow tree, and you know, a hollow tree has usually got a lot of rot on it, and so may have holes and cracks where air can leak in the cold winter, and they use that propolis to seal it up.
Nice.
So you can see here on these bees right there and right there, those yellow balls on their back legs. We call those pollen pants at Bee Downtown, but what it's generally referred to as the pollen sac, and that's where the bees will get pollen on their furry bodies when they're out in the flowers. They'll actually use a comb that's located on their legs and rake it back into a specialized structure on their hind leg called the corbicula, and that's where they'll store the pollen.
So what colors of pollen are you seeing right now?
Right now I'm seeing what you just saw on those bees' legs.
Bright
that's
yellow.
What they're bringing in. It's just that bright yellow. But pollen can come in a really wide variety of colors, and so can honey for that matter. There are a lot of different types of plants, and they all produce a unique flavor of honey. They all produce a lot of times different color of pollen. We just had a couple weeks ago, red maples were in bloom. That produces like it's kind of a grayish green color pollen.
All right.
Henbit produces kind of a reddish pollen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have thistle in this late summer. That's a purple pollen. They've got plenty of honey for when it gets cold, so I've kind of seen what I need to see. And I'm just gonna put the comb back and close it up.
We just wrapped up and saw everything we needed to see. So one more time, my name is Scotty.
I'm Nicholas, and we hope to see you guys soon at a future Bee Downtown event.
Bye.